All right, I'm here today with Dr. Geoff Scott. And Dr. Geoff, I was wondering if you could first just tell me about yourself. What is it you do?
Yeah, I'm a director of the NOAA Center for Coastal Environmental Health and Biomolecular Research in Charleston, and for the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, part of the U.S. Department of Commerce, who we basically regulate the oceans and coastal environment.
All right. And with the current environmental concerns of our lakes and oceans, what do you think could be done to improve the quality of our water?
Well, as we talked about in the lecture I gave this morning, obviously what's most important is staying within sustainable limits for coastal ecosystems, not overdevelopment, but basically staying within the limits of tolerance for the water in terms of maintaining what we call the assimilative capacity, that is the ability to be able to absorb anything that runs off in terms of pollution or other man-made insults that may occur. If we overdevelop a watershed and you end up adding too much, you tip that balance. So really maintaining that proper balance between coastal development and sustainability within your ecosystem is really where our knowledge comes from, in trying to guide decisions so that we're staying within those limits of sustainability.
All right. And what ways do you think the agriculture industry can lessen their impact on coastal pollution?
Well, I think, first of all, if we take a look, the agricultural industry has really been very receptive in working using sound science in decisions. A number of years ago, working with tomato farmers here in the state, we were able to introduce some concepts that reduce the loading of pesticides by almost 80 or 90%. And in turn, this allowed the farmers to continue to farm, but it also meant a more sustainable way of farming. So we're really into this whole idea of trying to work with, whether it's an agricultural interest, urban development interest, whoever it may be, to better understand the science and ecology of our systems, ecosystems, and then put that information to good practice in managing risks that come from commercial activities.
All right. And I heard you use the phrase "pay paradise to put up a parking lot." Can you tell me what you mean by that? Well,
if you take a look around you in most urban settings, we generally always have to pave a parking lot to have a store or whatever. And so that paving of our urban landscape here in the coastal zone changes the water delivery. And what that means is that when it rains, instead of the water running into the soils and recharging the groundwater, what it does instead is the water runs off, and when it runs off, it will carry with it nutrients, bacteria, biological pollution, and then also chemical contaminants that may be from cars, that is petroleum hydrocarbons, or any other contaminant that may be on the land surface. So really, it's really important that we try to control the amount of runoff and the amount of development so that we maintain that infiltration capacity, because sand filtering that water retains the water volume, and it also helps purify the water.
All right, and one final question. Do you have any advice for young men and women who wish to pursue a career in marine biomedicine and environmental sciences?
I think it's one of the most challenging areas. We need the bright minds, because the sustainable solutions are going to be the ones that come from sustainable science. And we need bright minds that are looking with innovation, creativity, and enhanced knowledge, and a passion also for protecting the environment, preserving the environment, and maintaining the environment. And so really it is a wonderful opportunity to marry the fields of ecology and environmental science with medicine and biomedicine as we try to sustain the health of our coastal ecosystems.
All right, and I'd like to thank you again, Dr. Geoff, for giving me your time.
Real pleasure to be here, and thank y'all so much for allowing me the opportunity to be here today.
All right.